Hello guys, my name is Rutvik, and in this video we are going to talk about what is the Iris dataset, right? And also maybe we discussed in earlier videos this Iris dataset is a hell-of a program of machine learning because it's a very basic dataset, and this dataset is mainly designed for the practice, right? Suppose if anyone want to learn machine learning or data science, then this dataset is mainly used for the practice. So let me give you some introduction about that dataset before we going into EDA section. So what is the Iris dataset? So as you can see that here we have an image. In this image, so basically in Iris dataset we have to classify that a particular data point belong to which class, because in Iris dataset we have three class called Setosa, Versicolor, and I forgot the name of third probably, and Virginica. Okay, so how can we do this? We have four input features in the Iris dataset. Four input features. So what are the four input features here? First one is sepal length. Second one is a sepal length, width. Third one is a petal length, or fourth one is a petal width. On the basis of four input features, we are going to predict that our data point belongs to which class. So all the features are available in a centimeter. It's a unit of all the column, right? So we don't have to convert any other unit from centimeter. So now discuss what is a sepal and what is a petal. So basically this part, just a second, I change the color of my pen so you can get a better understanding. Probably you see now. So this part, right? If the flower size is higher, that is called as a sepal. So here we can say that this part is a sepal. Whereas if the flower type flower is like this, leaf of the flower like this, then this is called as a petal. So this is a sepal length. As you can see here, this is a sepal length, where this is petal length. Now what is the sepal width? Sepal width is like this. This is a sepal width, and this is a petal width. Okay, so these all features are available in the centimeter form, so we don't have to convert into another form as I mentioned in earlier. Okay, so let's move to the code. In the code we are going to import a library first, that is called as a Matplotlib, but instead of import whole Matplotlib library, I'm going to import a one model from them. It's called Pyplot, and I access Pyplot as a using a PLT alias, and I'm also import a pandas library to read CSV file. So as you can see here, I have read CSV file called iris.csv, right? Okay, yes, whatever data frame I got from that, I will store into the df variable. And if I want to first 5 rows. Then we have a head function. You can know about that. Okay, so here we have 4 main columns and one is the ID. So I don't want to use ID as a column, so I will write like this. Probably I got an error. There is a okay. So click and I'm going to delete a column. Okay, so let me ELS labels. Here I'm going to write ID. Place is equal to true. Yes, access is equal to 1. I got an error. So if I export the whole like this, then I don't get an error, right? So now ID column is removed. So we are going to first plot our scatter plot. Right? So as I mentioned in earlier that if you want to plot, if you want to perform a EDA, then you will have to perform a EDA between input versus output variable, right? So you can perform EDA between this. Okay, but I'm just here to show you that how you can plot a diagram or plot a graph between two variables. That's why I'm going to use input versus input, right? So first of all, I'm going to call scatter plot. So as I told you that scatter plot is mainly used to plot a diagram between two continuous values. So what are the continuous values we have and what are the columns that contain the continuous values? So here we have 4 columns: sepal length centimeter, petal length centimeter, petal length sepal width centimeter, petal length centimeter, and petal width centimeter. Those all are the columns which contain the which contain the continuous value. So if you want to see documentation of the scatter plot, then you just have to press Save tab, and here the documentation of the scatter plot appears. And as a first argument, you need to pass the first matrix, and as a second argument, you need to pass the second one. Okay, so what is our first? So I need to pass the values. So here I'm going to write df dot sepal length centimeter, and I want to print my graph between sepal length versus sepal width, sepal width. Okay, sepal width. Clear? So this is a basic graph that anyone can plot. So here you can see that after plotting this graph, you cannot imagine that which part contain which data point is belong to which class, right? To do that, to separate the all data points on the basis of their classes, we are going to do one thing. So df dot, what is the name of target? Yeah, here we have species. Okay, so I add one hyperparameter called hue and whatever it contains. So in this hyperparameter, I assign my target column, right? My target column has three separated values. First one is Iris setosa, second one is Iris versinica, and third one is the Iris virginica. How you can do that? How you know that how many value species contain? So as I mentioned in my pandas video, then if you want to print a unique value of the column, then you have a function called unique. So here we have, so here it shows us that how many different values we have in a particular column. So in species we have a three different categorical values. First one is Iris setosa, Iris versicolor, and Iris virginica. And the data type of this column, this values is clear. Now again I'm going to run this code, and it show me an error. So path collection object has no property. Okay, maybe I made something wrong here. See, okay, maybe instead of writing hue, probably I used to write what. Just hold on. So we have, okay, so we can see that each shape, see, list of colors or color, the marker color possible values, and okay, so probably that feature isn't available in the Matplotlib library. That feature is available in Seaborn library. So here I'm going to import Seaborn library, right, as the alias of SN. So in this Seaborn library I'm going to import a scatter plot. Right, so in the scatter plot I'm going to plot sepal length, graph between sepal length and sepal width, and here probably I have hue, right, here dot sp species, yeah. So here you can see that the whole data points are divided into three parts on the basis of its class. So blue color here represents the class of Iris setosa, orange represents the class of Iris versicolor, and whereas green represents the class of Iris virginica, right? So we have a functionality in Seaborn where we don't have a functionality in a Matplotlib, right? So now suppose if you want to decorate your pre-built graph, then how you can do that? If you want to decorate, like you want to naming x-axis and y-axis, how you can do that? To do that, we have a x label. In this x label, we need to pass the name of the label that you want to write. So here, sepal width and plt dot ylabel. Here we are going to write sepal gth, right? Okay. So here I'm going to do this sepal length and sepal width. Now, if you want to generate a title for this graph, then here we have TITL, sorry, just here title. So sepal width versus sepal length. Okay, so here you go, you have the function. Now if I want to use all these three things for Seaborn, then I got that. Okay, clear. So if you want to remove this line, then how you can remove this? So by using this, you just have to add one semicolon after the scatter plot. It remove that line. Okay, now I want to classify that what is the sepal length for Iris setosa, right? And what is the petal length? Sorry, what is the sepal length for Iris setosa? What is the sepal length for Iris versicolor? And what is the sepal length for Iris virginica? We will do this by using scatter plot, right? So we will differentiate. We will use different. We will use a scatter plot with different columns, right? So here we don't get anything here, so I'm going to plot a scatter plot. Okay, so I'm copy it. So now I'm going to plot sepal versus petal length instead of, okay, sepal width versus petal length. Here I'm going to, okay, petal length. Probably throw an attribute error because I didn't write. So what is the name for that? P is a capital. Okay, just for wait for a second. Here I'm going to write petal length and here I'm going to print that. So as you can see that if I plot a graph between sepal width versus petal length, then I got more separated class, right? So as you can see here, we can easily identify that if the sepal length is vary between 1 and 2, and whereas the petal length varies between 2.5, sorry, 2 to 4.5, then we can easily identify that this particular data point belongs to Iris setosa. And if the, but here we have some collision between Iris versicolor and Iris virginica. To separate this class, we are going to plot another graph for that, right? So here we are going to plot again and try to check sample आ गया. Okay, so here I'm going to write petal width versus petal length, right? Okay, so petal width. Okay, done. So if we draw a graph between petal length and petal width, then again we get something which classify the data points, right? Okay, now if I want to plot a graph between sepal length, okay, okay, sepal length, petal width versus sepal length. Okay, simple. So here you can use this. So this is not sure give us an accurate result. So if we want to classify our data points by using these techniques, then we have petal length and petal width. So suppose I have only have three columns, means I have three dimension to represent each data point. Suppose so we have plt dot or 3D scatter